Hi everyone, welcome to our Goal of the Decade countdown. In this video, we're counting down goals 20 to 11. Let's get started.
Here's Butterfield's ball into Lambert on the edge of the United penalty area. Chaplow's through, Chaplow goes to goal, and Chaplow has scored for Southampton!
You know, what a wonderful strike that was. I mean, breaking into the box, that's what you want from your midfield players. And it was a pretty tight angle, and to finish high into the top of the net like that was a great finish.
I always had that relationship really with Lambo, where if it went in and around him, I was always trying to pick up the pieces and get knocked down. So I suppose I got a little bit lucky with the touch really, and he took it past on my knee and then just fired it as hard as I could, and obviously found the top of the net. So delighted. I think we were running well in the league at the time, and we were probably giving United a very good run for the money at the point. So to get a goal and give the fans that excitement was very special.
I think that made it 1-0, didn't it? Pretty early on. Yeah, so made us believe, made us dream, but it wasn't quite to be. But Chappie, as a lad, I loved Chappie. I think we had a party for him for his retirement a few months back in Manchester, and all the lads turned up, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was a nice surprise for Chappie, and it was nice to see him again.
Decent ball in too. Alana battling. Schneiderlin! What a strike!
That's Morgan.
It is.
Wow. That is some strike, Morgan. He should have done that more often. How did he not score more goals when he can do that?
The thing I used to have a go at him is that he didn't bloody score goals. He had one of the best strikes of a ball I've ever seen, but he bloody couldn't shoot. Whenever it came to a shot, he would scuff it. But this one just showed you exactly the technique that he's capable of. He's caught it perfect.
Morgan was excellent. The way that he went through the divisions and I thought he looked more comfortable each time we went up a division. And I think he got better the more that he played against better players. And I think that's a sign of a very good player. It was a shame that it didn't work out for him when he went to Man United, and obviously at Everton it's not really gone great for him. So I think he'll probably look back on his career and think, do you know what, my time at Southampton was probably when I played my best football.
Elianusi down the right wing. Lamina's giving him an option on the outside, but Elianusi's still going, and he had time and space and hit it straight onto the head of Dunk. Then a long distance shot! What a goal from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg!
Yeah, absolutely tremendous. Again, the ball sort of being cleared by the defenders, and you think it's safe. And I think what made the strike even more incredible was it was a wonderful goal, but just that it didn't have that sort of build-up or 3 or 4 paces to generate that power in the strike. So it was almost like just a step, maybe 2, to unleash that with such accuracy as well. Was an absolutely awesome finish.
He picks it up. He's I don't know, maybe he's about 25, 30 metres from goal when he hits that ball. The defender's coming across him, trying to block him, can't get there, lifts his leg up, but by the time he's struck the ball, it's gone underneath the leg and it's heading towards the far post. Sometimes you gamble outside the box, and if your technique is right and you strike the ball right like he did there, they're outstanding goals, and that was an outstanding goal.
Unbelievable. I can remember the tension in that ground, that game. It was fierce, because obviously there was a bit of history with our manager, their manager, what got said, what didn't get said.
A couple of final ones. Will it be you and Brighton fighting out the title, do you think, at the end of the season?
Well, if they can keep with us, maybe.
And we didn't do the guards of honour, which might have been a bit wrong of us not to do, but I think you could see in Atkin's eyes he wanted that win more than any win of the whole season.
Just remember the nod back, Fonte got up back stick, nods it in. I'm just stood somewhere on the halfway line, just like, oh, thank God for that. Like, and he's obviously off in the crowd, shirt off, been in the weights room for a little bit in the week, wanted to show off his physique, but big goal.
Bill Shankly used to talk about an alehouse goal. What he meant by that was trying to create a goal and panic in the 18-yard box. So it doesn't matter how you get it, hump it up there, get it in there, create the pressure and get the bits. With that one, the goalkeeper's come up to the halfway line, and this is what I'm talking about. He humps a route one, diagonally from left to right. Fonte gets up, heads it back across the goal. Who's at the back of the box? Lambert.
I could tell it's going in, so I was just didn't really want to take it off him. Did hit me on the chest, so it was actually my goal, but I didn't want to ruin it for him, do you know what I mean? I let him have that one.
Some amazing moments and some amazing goals, and we'll be revealing our goal of the decade very, very soon. So let's crack on then with goal number 16.
That game is one of the iconic, most famous games St Mary's has seen for me. It had everything. A team losing a game at home, desperate to turn it round.
In the box, 12 yards out, Sturridge shapes the shot, low hit, 2-0.
And then for Sadio to come off the bench, I think, that day, and to do that, to turn it round. I'll never forget it as a commentator because I went berserk.
Skillful will try and win the header. Ward-Prowse will try and get there first. He's done well. Pella gets it to Mane. Mane's in the box. Yeah, 3-2! Fabulous football at St Mary's. What a comeback this is.
Everyone went mad at St Mary's. It was Liverpool after all.
You know, Southampton have always been a side, you know, that we've been capable of taking a big scalp, and that just breeds a bit more confidence as well, especially if you're doing it on a more regular basis. It does wonders for the team itself, you know, to get that belief in the team.
He doesn't even think twice. He has no hesitation, and he just plays the ball so quickly. Great confidence in his own ability, Mane.
It was almost a perfect game. It was a film script of a game for Saints, and I would rank that in one of the top 5 matches that St Mary's has seen with Southampton playing. It was just a great thing, and for Ronald Koeman to be racing down the touchline, completely losing the plot, was just part of the magic of that moment.
.34 minutes gone, right-footed, Lambert curls it and scores a fantastic clean free kick to Southampton.
I think, you know, as a supporter and as a player, I know what it was like playing in a team with Matt Lettiz. You know, if ever you got a free kick in and around the box, or even like Ricky's one on this occasion, you know, sort of a good 30-odd yards out, you always had a belief.
I think we was on a 3-game winning streak. I don't know whether that was the 3rd or 2nd. I think we'd beaten Liverpool the game before. But yeah, I've been practicing free kicks, and like I said, I was in a Hall of Fame form, and I knew if I got it over the wall, the way I used to take it, it used to bend, keep on bending and speed up as well. And I think that's what beat Czech in the end. It was, you know, it was one of my best.
No surprise really when he did step up and deliver with a strike like that, and almost makes it look really easy when it's actually really tough to score from that sort of distance.
Working with Anna Blackmore at BBC, I said to him that this guy will get selected for England. And when we put that out on air, I think we got a lot of laughs and a few comments as if we didn't know what we were talking about. Shortly later, he was selected.
Getting it out from his feet, but gets it out on that right wing. Jack Stevens gives it back to him. I think it's going to come in first time. It does. Poor one. Djibouti heads it away. Font will lift it back towards the box. Boufal brings it down out of the sky brilliantly, and he'll curl it. Oh, what a goal!
If you're right-footed, you're cutting in from the left-hand side from that angle. It's not that difficult technique. I think the thing you have to do, you've got to be brave enough to set the ball out beyond the post, waiting for it to curl back in, and that's kind of, I think he's got that bravery about him. He doesn't mind looking a fool if something doesn't come off, and that's kind of one of the things you have to have if you're going to score goals like that.
Well, I think for any of us now that have seen Sofiane for some time, you know, it's no surprise. I mean, the touch is just ridiculous in the first place, you know, to just kill the ball like that when it's, you know, coming across him and from such a height as well was a fantastic piece of skill. Then the finish as well just, you know, took it to another level. I mean, it was probably the one place that he was only capable of scoring, past the keeper from that angle. So yeah, the touch plus the finish, I think, just goes to show that it was a goal worthy of winning a cup tie.
Whipped in by Ward-Prowse, goalie stays on his line, heads up in the edge of the 6-yard box, half away. Davis puts it back in, then the turn and the shot. Gabbiadini's done it again.
Yeah, that was a game where I thought we were robbed. I thought we were the better side. We performed better than United on the day.
I think I'm coming short to Prowse and then spinning back in the box. And I just remember the ball coming back in. And then I blinked and it's in the back of the net. And I'm like, what's he done there? At first I thought he backheeled it. But then when sort of you're running back, I think when you're sort of celebrating and the goal comes up on the big screen, I'm looking at it, I'm like, didn't see that coming at all.
Just remember in the stadium at the time, it was incredible to sort of get back into the game like this. And, you know, the corner coming in, almost like their first header being cleared, and it just dropping to Gabbiadini virtually on the penalty spot. The way he just sort of spun and struck it, you know, as quick as he did, left-footed, was such an instinctive finish, but just left De Gea with absolutely no chance whatsoever. I mean, De Gea is just rooted at it, looking at it going into the back of the net. And yeah, certainly gave us a real buzz around Wembley that day at that stage. And yeah, such a shame that it didn't work out differently. We could have done with VAR on that game, which might have, you know, who knows, might have turned out a little bit different on the day for us.
Just 2 more goals to go until we reach the top 10. Massive well done if you've watched every goal so far. So let's take a look at the 2 strikes then to narrowly miss out on the top 10.
Stoke City already down. A winner tonight sends West Brom with them. Who will be the 13 that drops out of the Premier League?
Just remember being really tense, you know, like just knowing, you know, the position we were in, and you know, Swansea were desperate for points as well.
Comes inside, Olsen will curl one. Brilliant save by McCarthy.
If you think about the actual impact of survival in the Premier League, there is a real impact to everyday lives, to staff jobs, to players, to fans, you know, to the city, the business it brings in. So when you talk about crucial goals for Saints, that goal stands out above most of them.
Here comes the corner from Tadic, the outswinger. It is, again, Fabianski on his line, it's over everyone, but it's headed back into the box. Romeo nods it down, volley from Justin saved! Gabbiadini! Gabbiadini! The ball under the net, and Gabbiadini celebrates past the goalkeeper. Southampton have the lead with 18 minutes to go at the Liberty Stadium.
The importance of that goal was massive at the time. Gabby obviously got it over the line, and it was more about getting the goal there than anything else.
Ball was getting knocked around a little bit, some good headers being won, but I guess just typical of Manolo to react and pounce on a ball that's bouncing around the box and put it in the back of the net, and then just absolute chaos and celebrations in front of our supporters, which was brilliant memory.
It's got into the box, you don't know what's going to happen. It's like a ping pong table, the ball drops down and it's who's first to the ball. But who's first to the ball? What did I say to you about Gabbiadini earlier on? He's the one that could spot little situations, half turn. Who gets to the ball first? Gabbiadini. A vital goal, keeps the club up. And again, a typical Gabbiadini goal.
Then the third goal, of course, was Saints breaking down the left. A nice one too, actually. Shane Long got put away. Was it Stephen Davis who put him away?
I thought Long did well.
Now Long's got another chance from distance. Oh, what a goal that is!
Because of Sadio Mane's hat-trick in that game against Villa, it's easy to overlook Shane Long, of course. At the time, a bit like last season when Hasenhüttl got him in great form, Ronald Koeman had a spell where Shane Long was terrific for him, and that was that period. And to score a goal so outrageous in a game like that, he's fully 35 yards out, and he's not just lobbed it, he's curled it, hit it well, keeper scrambling. It's a great finish that could easily be overlooked and forgotten in the midst of Mane's great hat-trick.
Shea Given played high up behind the defence because they didn't have a lot of pace in the centre-back position, so he used to clean up a lot, kind of like a sweeper in possession. So I knew he'd be off his line, but it was one of them strikes that when I connected with it, even if he was on his line, he would have struggled to save it. I couldn't have kicked it any better. So yeah, there's things in your head before a game that you're kind of prepared for if this happens, and that was one of them.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you join us in part 10 as we reveal our goal of the decade and take a look at the 9 strikes that were so close to being the winner.